Hey guys, Sci-Fi Guy 2094 once again. It's probably going to be my last video for the day. And I have just watched Dark City last night. It is a 1998 fantasy, horror, sci-fi, thriller type of film. Um, so, wow, I gotta say, I am blown away by this film. It's from Alex Proyas, who is the director of The Crow from 1994. So, oh man, let's get into this movie. So, basically, this movie is about, I mean, they kind of just tell you right off the bat. There's like a narration going in the beginning. This the main character. He's saying that there's these otherworldly beings who have come here, and they wanted to do experiments on humans to figure out why their race is dying. Like they're all dying, and they don't know why. So they've come to Earth. They call them the Strangers, and this guy, this doctor, is basically helping them do experiments on humans, so that they can figure out how to cure their own mortality. Very interesting. So we follow the main character. His name is John Murdoch. He basically wakes up in a bathtub. He has amnesia. He has no memory of who he is. He seemingly has ended the life of working women. I'm not sure if I can say the word, the H word, the P word. So he's allegedly a killer. William Hurt plays this detective who is basically hunting him down because he's, like I said, he's on the run from the law because he's allegedly a killer. Um, and then we figure out that there's these, we're introduced to the Strangers, which are the alien people, and it's so weird. It's, man, the first time that we see them, they call it, I think they call it tuning, basically, where they're able to like put everybody to sleep in the city. It happens at midnight every night. So they put everybody to sleep. We find out later that basically they have memories that they're taking and experimenting with. They're injecting people with memories. They're basically making people new people by putting memories in them. They're making them like one day you could be like a wealthy businessman. The next day you could be like a homeless person. The next day you could be a freaking school teacher, or you could be a police officer. They're trying to figure out. I believe the idea is they're trying to figure out what makes humans have like a soul, and what makes them, I guess, human. I guess is kind of what I'm getting from it. Um, but basically, they're doing this to try to cure themselves because, like I said, their whole race is dying. I gotta say, I really like the aesthetic of this movie. I love the buildings. When the Strangers are underground, and these people they're basically like human. They look just like humans, but they're totally pale. But when they're underground, they open up the little face not the little face, that giant face. Um, they start to basically at midnight they put everyone to sleep, so that's when they conduct their experiments. And I gotta say, a lot of this scenery and the set pieces are really cool. It's really just like, it's an amazing dark fantasy looking set piece. So I really like that. Um, Again, it's a detective film. We figure out that John Murdoch, he wakes up during a session where they're trying to implant memories into him. Like I said, these, I don't understand exactly every little thing that the Strangers are trying to do, but they're taking different memories, different emotions, different experiences. They're mixing, they're matching, and they're trying to figure out, through these experiments, if they can find a cure for their own mortality. Very interesting stuff. I really liked this movie. I really, really did. Like I said, the aesthetics are just off the charts, man. Like, this came out in 1998, and again, some people may say, the CGI looks kind of bad or something like that. By today's standards, yeah, maybe, but a lot of it's practical effects. I actually read somewhere that some of the set pieces and some of the practical effects were actually used for the Matrix movie. There's been like a lot of comparisons between Dark City and the Matrix. I was also reading up. Christopher Nolan said that for Inception, he was inspired. He was inspired quite a bit by these films from the 90s. He listed Dark City as one of the inspirations for Inception. It's got some similar concepts in there. I was also thinking if this movie gets a reboot, I think the best person to do it would be Christopher Nolan because of like his work in the sci-fi genre. And then I read that and I was like, oh, okay, cool, that would be perfect because it says it right there that he was inspired by Dark City. Another person I think would be phenomenal to do a reboot of Dark City is Denis Villeneuve. Because if you've watched Blade Runner 2049, it is it's like a neo-noir type of film, starring Ryan Gosling as SK. Again, you got some similar themes going on in that movie. But yeah, these movies that deal with memories and the mind, very fascinating stuff. Very, very fascinating stuff. Sometimes that can be a lot more interesting than just like the big actions or the spectacle type of movies. So Dark City, I'm really glad I watched this one. It is, I believe it's on like Pluto or Freevee right now. So definitely check that out. It is streaming right now for free. You gotta deal with commercial breaks, unfortunately, but hey, it's free to watch. So I'm definitely gonna buy this one on Blu-ray and get the director's cut. Because obviously I want to watch it without ads and I want to see it, how it was meant to be, like the director's cut. So I'm really excited to get that one on Blu-ray. It's going to be awesome. So that's my review for Dark City. I really like this film. I would give this film a 9 out of 10, and if you haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out.